Hello, everyone. I think we're live now. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having a really great day, and that you're experiencing lockdown and quarantine okay. I know it's quite different for a lot of people. I know that I'm personally just hanging in there, waiting for the day we can go outside and go back to normal, whatever that means. But yeah, today we're here for another Inspiring Figures session. And yeah, for those who don't know, Inspiring Figures is a monthly column on my blog, Pauline.com. And there it's about the people that you should really, really know about. I've been doing this column since 2018, and we've gained a lot of momentum since then. So I'm really excited to introduce all sorts of different people from all sorts of different backgrounds. But today, we're going to talk to my friend Rachel. I'll let her introduce herself fully in a second, but just as a quick background, Rachel and I actually met at a Code First Girls course that we both taught in last year now. Wow, time goes by so quickly. And yeah, ever since we connected, she's been super inspiring, following her on social media, since to follow her tech journey and all the sorts of other stuff that she gets involved in. So yeah, without further ado, hello, Rachel.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, no problems. Thank you so much for taking the time. It's just really awesome to have you. Like I said, I always have really awesome people on here, and I'm glad I could add you onto that list. So for those who are listening, could you just quickly introduce yourself and what you currently do?
Yeah, so I'm Rachel Skelton. I live in Leeds, and I work at Conveyor Insurance, also known as Conveyor Digital, which is absolutely fab. We're based in Halifax, and we have offices all over the country. And I'm a junior software engineer, and I currently manage a group of interns and apprentices as well, and they are fab. So yeah, that's me.
That's great. Oh my God, I didn't know that little bit of detail. We might go into that a bit more later. So, Rachel, that's really cool. I want to know loads of things. So, could you tell us a bit about how you got into the tech space and, where your journey sort of began, to, lead you where you are now?
Yeah, so I basically started my tech journey from college. So I finished secondary school and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to stay at school. So I went to college and I was flicking through the college guide and I was like, oh, this sounds cool. And I remember my grandparents and my uncle did stuff in tech, but I just didn't know really what. And I was well into music when I was much younger, and I tried to build a HTML site and it was really bad. And my granddad was trying to teach me SEO and I just didn't get it at all. So that was the beginning of my tech career. I went and did a BTech at college. It was IT software development, and it was, I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. And after that, they were like, oh, you should go to university. So I ended up going to university and did a computing degree. Which was really good. It was ups and downs there, but I got through it like we all do at university. And then I landed my first web developer job straight after that. It was for a small telecoms company, and there was only two developers. There was me and my supervisor, who was also head of IT. And then I outgrew that job, and I went on to a couple of jobs that weren't quite right for me. So I ended up going into an application support and deployment engineer role, which the title, it's so long. And I really missed coding. I didn't do any development there at all. I did just, support and deployment, which was fab. It was cool, but it wasn't dev work. So I wanted to get back into dev straight away. And what I did, that's when I started getting involved with Leeds tech community. Which I'm sure we'll talk about soon, which was fab. And I ended up jumping straight into a junior software developer job, and it wasn't the right job for me at all. And I got let go from that job. So after that, I took some time, decided what I wanted to do, and then that's when I got a role at Conveyor Insurance. And honestly, it's been like the best role I've had, like, or the best experience in tech as well throughout that whole, I think it's like 9 years. It's
Wow. Yeah, wow, that's amazing. I mean, like, I love listening to like different tech journeys because like they always start quite differently, and they it's just really interesting to see how, you know, some people go from a no like computer science or no like techie degree going into tech, or going from a techie degree doing development, you know, pivoting a little bit and then ending back into development again. It's really interesting. I'm actually currently in like so on my graduate scheme, I did a bit of development, and then now I've gone into the more, I think, the application stuff that you were talking about. That's sort of the thing I'm going into now. In like, it's more like DevOpsy, but there's a bit of like application support and stuff like that. And I'm finding it really challenging because my brain has always been dev. So now I'm like trying to go into that, but then I'm not sure because that's a decision I have to make later on. But right now it's like I'm just trying to say like I've been there, and it's been like, oh, I just don't know where to go. But yeah, no, that's really interesting. I actually have a follow-up question about managing a group of interns. We didn't actually plan for this, for those who are wondering, but I'm just genuinely curious to see like how you got there, and what are you currently doing in terms of like managing other people, because I think that's super valuable.
So it's really cool, actually. So I was in a couple of months into Conveyor, and my mentor was like, what do you want to do? So we did like a SWOT analysis, opportunities, threats, and the strengths and weaknesses. And I was like, I'm a people person. I really want to lead people. That's actually, I feel personally, that's my strength.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, well, there's an opportunity come up. Do you want to take it? Where the manager of some interns and apprentices, their manager had gone on to manage a big squad, which was really cool. So I was like, oh my gosh, yes, this is fantastic. So I jumped at the chance to manage 4 amazing interns and apprentices. And I think I've been doing that now like 4 months, I think. So it was great. I had a managing opportunity, but no managing experience. So I was like, Conveyor, what should I do? What are the opportunities here? And I sat down with the learning and development team, and they said, look, there's a course that you can go on. We'll put you forward for it because it seems that it'd suit you. And that's what I'm doing now. So I'm doing a college course. So I'll get a qualification in team leadership and management. So I'll get a level 3 qualification, and it just prepares it, like all the businesses in Calderdale came together and created this course for people within the business, different sectors within Calderdale, so they can learn how to lead properly and get the proper knowledge. And it's just fantastic. It's given me so much opportunity that I never even thought I could have. You know what I mean? It's no, I do that alongside work. And I also, like, I'm in a team, my own team, and then I manage this team as well. So it's been really, really interesting. I've learned so much over like the past, I don't know, 6 months of Conveyor that I haven't learned in ages. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so that's kind of the management journey.
That's amazing. I mean, like, I'm not that surprised because, like, after I worked with you with Code First Girls, you already had that. I mean, everyone who teaches at Code First Girls, I always see that they have like leadership qualities. So I'm not surprised at all. So no, that's fantastic though. And I mean, like, it sounds like you're genuinely building up your confidence as well. And building up like that managerial experience, so when the time comes when you like manage like a squad, for example, you already have that background. So that's fantastic. Congrats. Really happy for you. So we're just going to move on to communities now. But before we do, I just wanted to let everyone know that my brother, who like produces this show, has just told me that there's some bad like screen flickering happening right now. So I just wanted to let you know, just sorry for it, and it should be fixed shortly. I don't know what's going on right now. It might be because my brother moved his whole setup onto Linux, so that's a whole different story. But yeah, just to let you guys know. But we should still be audible, which is good. Okay, so you're quite active in the tech community here in Leeds, which is fantastic. And I've really enjoyed like seeing your contributions and the impact you've made with like several different communities, but specifically the front end developers meetup, and of course teaching Code First Girls. Could you tell us a bit more about how you got involved with these communities and why you think they're important?
Yeah, so I started getting involved when I was in the non-dev role. Basically, I got involved through LinkedIn. So I found my friend Naomi. I messaged her. I didn't know her at all. And I was just like, "You seem really cool. Let's meet up for a hot drink," because neither was like coffee. So I was like, "Let's meet up for a hot drink and get to know each other." So she was like, "Okay." And it was really funny when I met her for the first time. I was like, "Oh, hello," because I'd seen her so much like active online. I was like, gave her a hug. Just like, okay. Basically, so we became friends then, and she was involved with Code First Girls. So she was like, "Oh, come join." So that's how I got involved with Code First Girls. And then after that, so Leeds Front End Meetup is like all things under the umbrella of front end stuff, like JavaScript, anything like that. And she was like, it wasn't running at the time because the person who had started it up had a business and didn't have time to run it. So he'd started it off, but it was kind of quiet, nothing was happening. And Naomi was like, "Oh, do you want to like co-organize and co-host Leeds Front End? Because I just kind of signed us up." I was like, "Okay, cool." So
Love it.
It was awesome. And neither of us knew what we were doing. So we got in touch with Luke, who runs Leeds JavaScript, Leeds JS. And we were like, "Can you help us, please?" So he was basically our mentor, all things like Meetup. And ever since that, like we've just been constantly involved with all sorts. It's just opened so many doors, like so many opportunities to meet people. And before that, I didn't really know there was like a whole Leeds tech community. So I've been really fortunate to get to know it that way. So
Yeah.
that's how I got involved. And then I think it's super important, you share loads together within the community because you're all on the kind of similar pages. So, for example, when I got let go from my job, like I went to, the people in the tech community, I was, sad. And they're like, "You know what, it's okay because, so-and-so got let go from her job or so-and-so got let go from their job." And we were sharing stories and it was a time where we all came together. And I honestly think like it's great when you have that support from your family and your friends. But when you go from, like, when you have that support from the people who are in tech, I think it really makes a difference. And that just extra support is really
Definitely.
good. So that's just one small thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Bit of a community, but like I feel you all get together with your highs and your lows, and you throughout the whole thing, and you share that together, and it's like a family. It really is like a family. And I hate saying that because it's like a bit cringy, but
all the time. I know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
good.
No, that's great. I mean, like, when I was like a confused uni student, for me, community was the thing that sort of like saved me from being really sad and like depressed about my situation because I knew I wanted to get away from the medical field in terms of like working in labs, and I didn't really enjoy my degree. So finding like the Code First Girls community and then finding the Leeds community, then Sheffield, suddenly everyone was telling me, "You can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter what your degree is." And suddenly I was like, "Oh my God, I can literally do whatever I want." And like you said, it's nice to know that other people have gone through the same thing and that you're sort of just like all in this together, because that's what it is, isn't it? I have to reference High School Musical in every one of these. But yeah, no, that's really good. I think what you're doing with Front End Leads has been fantastic. And I can't wait until this is all over and we can all like meet up and do all that again, get involved in community events again in person, because they were literally like the highlight of my of my days, because it's just been amazing, like meeting other people who have that sort of like same mindset as you. So yeah, I can't wait.
Absolutely, it's just so fantastic. And I know so many people who like work from home, who are freelancers, and then those meetups were places to be yourself and that safe space. I don't know what it's like for other industries, but I really think tech is just, miles ahead in terms of, like, we did a Christmas party. So I put on a Christmas party with Crispin, a tech Christmas party, and we had all the meetups sponsor us. It was fab. What did we do? We did slideshow karaoke, and my partner came, who's a lawyer, and people were getting up, and he was like, why is everyone's just so nice?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Not everyone's nice, but it's a safe space and it's a community, and everyone just likes, loves this.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to kind of be like, oh, you know what? I'm really proud of tech. I'm really proud of it. It's good to be involved with.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can't agree enough, because like I said, the tech community is literally what brought me out of like my sadness about my degree. And I've been part of like other, like, if we go back to uni, like societies and stuff, and when I compare like societies, like technical society, student societies, and then other societies, the tech societies were always, like you said, miles ahead, and they were just much more engaging. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like we just have the affinity for techie people, like, because they like us. But yeah, no, like, I can't agree enough. Community is everything. I always, whenever someone's like, oh, how did you become so successful? I don't view myself as successful, but a lot of people think I am. But when people talk about like success, I always, and then they ask me about my main like thoughts on success, it's always like communities. I'm always just like, join a community, connect with other people, build your network, and then you'll just see like magic starts there. So yeah, definitely. So so what is your main advice for people who want to get involved in the tech community? Because I know it can be quite scary for someone who is trying to get into tech, and not everyone is super extroverted or really knows how to like network. So yeah, what's your advice for that?
I'd say, as like the tech way, start online. That's absolutely fine. Okay, you got LinkedIn, you got Twitter, you have Meetup. Meetup's such a great place to literally meet up. So before I started using Meetup, I know people were like, "Oh, why would you use Meetup? It's a bit weird. Weird people do that." And I'm like, now I'm like, oh my god, Meetup's great. I'm an admin person on 2 Meetup groups. I absolutely love it. This is great. You are missing out. Meetup's a great place because there's so many free online events as well as face-to-face. And especially now during lockdown, it's a great time to get involved because you can sit there and you can watch and you can take it all in. And then you can start going to the meetup. There's so many. I think there's like over 50 tech meetups in Leeds. So, there's always people to kind of meet there, and these are loads of different things. So definitely like go on to Meetup. Twitter's great as well. All over the world, Twitter's fab. For tech stuff, it's great. And you can definitely just jump on there, start tweeting. There's loads of different like hashtag challenges, like 100 days of code. Nothing's stopping you. Just go on there and just do that. That's a great start. And also just be willing to help other people out. I feel like no one in tech's that selfish because, we've got so many open source projects and it's just great. Everyone just gets on board. So Twitter, LinkedIn, Meetup, and help other people out.
Yeah,
definitely. On there. Don't always be like someone who's just looking. Just chat, be nice, and people are nice to you. It's not scary. Especially if you start online, because it's like you can literally jump like on Twitter or even LinkedIn on any conversation and just be like, these are my views on it, or like reach out to other people for like help and stuff. And like you said, people are always more than willing. The tech community is great. Get involved, everyone. Yeah. Like that to everyone I meet. I'm like, have you thought about career in tech? I have nothing to gain from this, but you would be great in tech. You're missing out. Yeah. I need to stop myself.
I've been there. I totally get it. So that's awesome. Like, thank you so much for all the tech wisdom you just gave us, Rachel. But I wanted to sort of move on to like hobbies. So you run an illustrations, art and clay shop, and everything that you have created is all handmade, obviously, and it's all super, super cool. I've enjoyed like following you on Instagram on your like on your little creative Instagram account, and it's been awesome, like seeing what you've created in your spare time. Could you share a bit about how you got this little shop started, and if you've got any plans for it in the future?
Yeah, of course. So I started it when I first started my first web dev job, because I just needed like a creative output, somewhere I could just like throw all my creative ideas and thoughts. And then I just ended up having loads of stuff. I was like, oh, you know what? I've heard of Etsy. I'll put it on Etsy. So I put it on Etsy, and it's been really cool actually. You know, I just do it because it's a place that I can go, because I love being creative and I love like web dev and coding and being creative there, but you just need that off screen time. Like
Definitely.
I need that a lot. So that's how I got that started. Lime and Feather, the name came from just like a random generator. I was like, I love this.
Really? I wouldn't have guessed. It sounds really thoughtful, like really, like you really thought about it.
I feel like
No,
I'm just
but it's
shattered
like,
that illusion.
obviously it's developed into something amazing, so it's a really good identity. It's amazing.
I love it. Yeah, so at the moment now it's just I just use it like just to put all my creative ideas. Like I have so many different things going on there. It's kind of my hub for creativity. That's literally it. Like at the moment, I'm planning loads of interior stuff. So that goes on there as well, because I'm drawing. You've probably seen it. It's like spamming stories. I'm like, oh, this is a new drawing, all the time. So I've also done some loads of time lapses now, which is really cool. I've been meaning to do it for ages as well. So I'm just excited. I get really excited about things like that.
I mean, it's great. I mean, like, it is great to see someone like, I mean, this isn't a generalization of a lot of people in the tech community, but like, it is sort of a fact that a lot of people in the tech community have technical hobbies. So when they do have that downtime, it's always like, let me build this app, or let me build this and build that and code some more, when I already do it as a 9-to-5 job, which is like great. But sometimes you do need that like downtime to be creative and use a different part of your brain that's not like coding. So so yeah, no, I think it's fantastic, and I personally love your plant content. I've been meaning to purchase an earring from you, because I love them. They're so beautiful. Oh wow, yes. Oh, I love them. I love them. There's this little shop in Sheffield that's a plant shop, and they started doing like monstera earrings and stuff, and it's like, oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. But yeah. But yeah, it's great that you have like other hobbies outside of tech, and like I'm excited to see what else you put up on there moving forward. So we're already at our final question, which is crazy because time has flown by. So could you just like quickly talk through like what you have in store for 2020, and if you have like any projects lined up? I love asking this question, especially when lockdown and quarantine started, because I feel like it's a lot of doom and gloom right now on social media, and a lot of people are just saying 2020 is cancelled. And although I have said it before, I'm just like really sad because I've literally cancelled my whole year of like travel and stuff. But I think it's really important to focus on what's positive and what's going, what plans do you have, even if it's not like traveling the world, you know, because we can't right now. So yeah.
Well, the rest of this year, and obviously maybe next year, depending on how it goes, has really been emphasised by lockdown, which has actually been a great opportunity. So my whole next year looks like a year of growth, a year of personal development, and also giving back. So I feel like I've learned a lot already in terms of the journey I've been on, and I feel I can give back. So my priorities will be literally personal development, personal growth. How can I be a better person? How can I be a better manager, leader, developer? How can I carve that out and just make that path that I want to go on, that's beneficial for me and, you know, the company and things like that. So that's my main goals, is just, you know, is that personal development. And I'll hopefully do some more talks actually. So this is the first time I've done this kind of thing, which is awesome. I've also got my first talk coming up on Thursday. I always say Wednesday. It's Thursday at 6. So I'm giving a talk on, it's called From Let Go to Leadership. So it's basically my journey from like, my God. It's called that, but it's called the beginning of my journey. Like, let go to leadership, the beginning of my journey, because I'm literally still starting out. I know I've been in tech for like 9 years, but it's it's starting now. This is proper. This is fun. This is great. I've never been so passionate about my journey and my career. So that's basically my year coming up. It's like absorbing and giving back.
That's so exciting. I'm so excited for you. Is this your first ever talk that you've given?
Yeah. So I've hosted loads, events and things like that. But my actual 20-minute talk, or I'm going to chat. Hopefully I won't waffle because I have a tendency to do that. Hopefully not. But yeah, I'm excited.
This has been a good practice for you then, Rachel.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Well,
like half an hour ago, like, I'm ready.
If you like, if you share like the details of your talk, we'll be more than happy to share it out as well. So we get more people involved in that. It'd be really exciting. It sounds like an amazing talk. I'll try and see if I can make it. That is fantastic, though. Thank you so much. We've actually reached the end of today's chat for Inspiring Figures, which is amazing. So just to conclude, where can people find you online? Okay, so you can find me on Twitter. It's at TechieRay. So it's Techie with a Y, Ray, R-E-Y. Yeah, forgot how to spell that for a second. I have a blog as well, so it's techieray.com. That's where I share like techie stuff. But you can find me on Instagram under Lime and Feather. That's my creative stuff. So it's all a bit of a mix, but yeah, that's you can find me on there as well. Amazing. Thank you so much again, Rachel, for being a part of this month's Inspiring Figures. As usual, we'll be doing a write-up on Pauline.com, which you can find in the next week or so, just to go through like everything we spoke about today, including some links and useful resources. So yeah, thank you again, Rachel. It was lovely to have you, and we'll see you here next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.